everybody, what is going on? And welcome to a very long overdue Blu-ray update, because I have had a few people lately who have said to me, hey, when are you doing another Blu-ray update? Because I used to do these things every 2 months because I used to buy way too many movies, as you can see. And I was like, it hasn't been that long, has it? And then I had a look, and July last year was the last time I did one of these things, kind of because the way that the world is with hardly any movies being released, there's been hardly anything worth buying, which some may say that looking at my collection, none of it was worth buying. But some of you astute viewers may also notice that right now I'm wearing headphones. And no, it is not because I'd rather be listening to music, because I'm quite frankly boring myself to death. No, today I am joined by someone who is here to tell me exactly what poor decisions I have made in my choice of movies, and that is none other than my extremely good friend and YouTube and TikTok favorite, Mr. Jared Buckendahl! Yay!
Hey! Dan, thank you so much for bringing me over for this Blu-ray update that I have no business being here for. No experience. If people know, I don't own a single Blu-ray movie. I own one DVD and one VHS. Those are the only two I've ever bought in my life.
I know, and not only that, but you utterly frown upon people who do Blu-ray updates and haul videos and stuff. And the time you admitted that, I kind of felt a little bit guilty. I was sort of like, gee, like, I hope he doesn't think I'm doing these things just to be like, hey, look what I bought, because
look at me living the 1% lifestyle right here.
Because no, I've always done these from a perspective. My channel is called Movie Talk. You know, I like to talk about movies. Not only that, but there have been so many times where I've talked about a movie that I've just bought that people might not have seen, and then some people will be like, oh, hey, I might check that out, you know. So for me, you know, it's just another way to engage. It is definitely not so much a case of like, you know, hey, I have more movies than you.
Materialistic, be like, ooh, look, I have, they're alphabeticalized through, I don't even fucking know, you know?
Well, I have done that, but, you know, that's just to make things easier to find. But
gosh.
And you know, the fact that and the fact that you own one DVD, like, I just find that hilariously funny. I find it amazing. I'm
just gonna say, you know, it might be, you know, one of the best DVDs. It's Night at the Roxbury.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so no, that is extremely commendable. But yeah, you know, you come from like a, you know, you got a bit of a financial business background, and I just sort of thought, like, you know, the reason why I don't own a Ferrari by now, or, you know, anything like that, is largely because of all this shit that I keep buying. Whereas, you know, your background, I'm pretty sure your family, like, you grow all your own food, you stitch together your clothing out of scraps you find in the streets, and, you know, stuff like that. Is that roughly around the ballpark?
Yeah, I'm very much, you know, a man of the land. You know, I'm filtering my own waste, I guess, and reusing that as water and stuff. So, like, I am 100% efficient here, people.
Absolutely. And don't forget to click JB's store where you can actually buy bottles of that stuff. But yeah. All right.
So that one girl was selling gamer girl bathtub water, and I'm just selling essentially urine. So.
Yeah. Exactly. Filtered or unfiltered, your choice. You know, you can live on the wild side a little bit if you really want to.
It's wonderful for hair, so just
yeah. I'm just not going there. But so what I'm going to do, normally in these Blu-ray updates, of course, I hold up what I bought. I talk a little bit about it. This time round, I'm going to get Jared's opinion. His opinion on, you know, whether or not it was a good choice or a bad choice. Or, I mean, obviously they're all bad choices because, you know, he owns one DVD. But let's just see, by chance, you know, I just want a professional opinion as to whether I've done the right thing here. So As I usually do, I'm going to start with the DVDs because I don't buy a lot of DVDs anymore because, you know, as far as I'm concerned, that's for poor trash people. Like, you know, I just don't want to associate with that sort of riffraff.
Those normies.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to start with something that... This is a TV show that a friend of mine asked me last year. This is how far back I'm going here. If I'd seen this show, and I was like, no, I haven't, because I didn't think it looked that good. But he made me watch some clips on YouTube, and I was like, oh, dang, okay, this looks really funny. So I invested in all 6 seasons of Reno 911. Which I did not want to get into because it looked too much like Super Troopers, which is a movie that I can't stand. But when I saw the clips, I was, yeah, what do you got to say about that, Mr. Buckendahl?
You don't like Super Troopers?
I loathe Super Troopers. Like, I'm not...
Wow!
This is not one of these cases where I'm just like, oh, look, it's cool. I didn't like it, but if you like it, that's fine. If you like Super Troopers... Fuck you.
Holy shit, man. You are starting this off great. This is going to be a wonderful video.
This is exactly what I came here for.
Yes.
So anyway, I went onto eBay because you can't actually buy these seasons in shops anymore because the show's from late 2000s. I think maybe 2007 or 8 or something. So, yeah, look, it's... And that being said, it's okay. I mean... I've had these for this long, and I'm only sort of towards the end of season 2. Like, I've tried binging it, but it's hasn't really grabbed me. Have you ever seen this show before?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say that this show, I guess maybe not anymore because people don't have, like, traditional cable TV. But this was playing, like, 4 hours a day, I'm pretty sure, on Comedy Central. So, like...
Right.
I've seen a majority of the episodes, I'm sure, but if you were to reference a joke, I'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is like prime background, just TV watching, essentially.
That's exactly what I'm getting, the same impression that it's kind of... It's enjoyable while you're watching it, but probably forgettable afterwards. I don't know. Like, I mean, to be honest, I don't even remember what happened in season 1 or anything.
So a great buy right there. Season 1, wonderful buy.
Right, yeah.
Wait, okay, so is it a thing where you have to... I mean, I'm assuming you got all of them because you want to see them all, but also is it a completionist type thing? You want to see that nice, complete set on your shelf?
Look.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like the clips that I saw on YouTube. I like them that much that I committed to it. Like, I mean, look, everybody who knows me knows I don't do things by halves, okay? And so, yeah, it was a case of like, yeah, look, I'll just jump right into the deep end, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably something. I'm even going to say this is something I could have probably done without. So I'm guessing you're probably around the same league as me there.
I mean, with you even saying that you should have gone without, I would probably agree. I guess I'm also curious here, and maybe I'm going to be putting you on the spot, but do you have price tags for how much these things were?
This one has a price tag on it. This one does. No, actually, those two have price tags on them because those were the seasons 4 and 6 were the only ones I was able to buy in a store. That's right. The other 4 seasons I got on eBay for... Oh, they were really cheap. They were like around $5 to $10. Okay. And hang on, no, the other 2, I know they've got $15.98 on them, but I can't remember why, but I got one of them for free. Yeah, so I haven't paid a lot for them, which, you know, is probably a good thing, but,
See, yeah. Right there from a finance... I feel like I'd need to have a suit and my tie on and bring out, like, you know, these 401k tables and stuff like that, but
wow.
With you saying that you didn't spend much money on it, and the fact, because I was going to say, is this a thing you're buying, putting it on your shelf, looking at, or do you actually watch through this stuff?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like you've watched through it, so... For cheap and whatnot, fuck it. That's a good buy.
Well, yeah, and even though I have only gotten up towards the end of season 2, I am gonna finish them off one day. Like, I will. I definitely will. Like, I haven't disliked it. I just, yeah, anyway. But we should probably move on, because we've spent a lot of time on the first thing, and there's an entire pile of stuff here. This could be a long video.
Okay, we'll be quicker.
Well, yeah, who cares? All right, so the next and last DVD that I got, and now, okay, look, again, if you know me, you know that I have a mild obsession with Margot Robbie, and I do try to collect as much of her catalogue as possible, and I have a DVD copy of Dreamland, the most recent movie that she was in, which I thought was pretty good. It was pretty good. And I did go looking for the Blu-ray because the cinematography in this movie was extraordinary. It was a beautiful looking film. And I'm not just talking about Margot's titties in the shower scene. That being said, I did go onto eBay and ordered the Blu-ray. I got sent the DVD, and then I got a full refund for it. So it was free, Jared Buckendahl. What do you got to say about that?
Okay, because I was going to call you out and say, oh, it's pretty good. I got the DVD for cinematography.
Exactly.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you got to get the Blu-ray, but the fact that you got it free, I have no qualms, sir. If anything, that is maybe the best buy you have.
Yeah, Margot's titties for free. Believe me, I wanted the Blu-ray, but apparently it hasn't been released over here. Like, it's not possible to get, which is why they sent me this. So, yeah, so there you go. Margot's titties for free. All right, so now I'm going to get stuck into the Blu-rays, and I'm going to kick this off with a Blu-ray that regrettably I didn't feature in my last Blu-ray update. It was on loan to somebody, and once I did the video, I was like, oh shit, I didn't mention that movie. And ordinarily I could have just let that slide because it was almost a year ago, but it's a movie that I really want to talk about because I have recommended it to people, and so far everybody has just been like, holy shit, that movie. And that is a movie with Kate Winslet called The Dressmaker. Jared, have you heard of The Dressmaker, or have you seen it?
I have not. I'm assuming she makes dresses.
Yeah. All right, moving on. No. A friend of mine recommended that I watch this movie. I bought the Blu-ray on a whim, just based on her recommendation. I watched it. It is fucking amazing. It's
really,
yeah, it's set in the 50s, I think it is, in Australia. Kate Winslet's accent is extraordinarily perfect. And it's this quirky sort of a comedy drama film. Now, ordinarily, everything I've just mentioned is enough to put me right off wanting to watch a movie, but the story in this thing, the characters, the ending was just insane. It is one of the greatest revenge movies I have ever seen, and it is the reason why I'm talking about this now, almost a year later, is because if you haven't seen The Dressmaker, and people in Australia, if you've got Stan, the streaming service, it recently came onto there. So, yeah, based on that, good decision, bad decision?
I mean, the weird thing is, from knowing your movie taste and you explaining that movie, but then throwing the word revenge, I'm very intrigued.
Good. Yes, exactly. So, and that's why I bought it. Like, because my friend, she described it to me, and I was like, okay, this sounds interesting. And I thought, all right, I'll trust you. And yeah, I have not regretted it. I'm actually probably going to watch it again soon because, oh man, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, rewatchable. So definitely worthy of adding to the collection as far as I'm concerned.
I will add that to the list.
Yes, please do. And see, this is why I do these videos. Yeah.
All
right.
I mean, I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, of course. Now on to something that, again, it was something, okay, two things I'm a fan of, Margot Robbie movies and 3D movies. So, how could I resist getting The Legend of Tarzan in 3D? The Legend of...
Dan, no.
The Legend of Tarzan.
No.
And it's a steel book as well.
Oh, no.
It's
That had to have been a hefty buy then.
No!
3D.
It
no?
wasn't. It wasn't. It was like $15 on eBay. Yeah. Please tell me what you think of this decision, and I'll tell you if I agree with you.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think it's because you might be a Margot Robbie, a completionist. I would say that, but I think that is just a bad purchase, sir. The Steelbook gets me up a little bit.
Yeah.
In more than one way, but other than that, no.
Look, it's the kind of thing at the time I got this, I was actually really actively trying to, add Margot's movies to my collection. Mary Queen of Scots is one that I'm very on the fence about. I wasn't a fan of that film, so I don't...
That was a weird one.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad film. It's just, you sort of see it and forget it. Same as, I saw this at the movies, and I gave it a very, very middle-of-the-range review, and so when this came up, I was kind of like, maybe the 3D might add a new dimension of fun to it, but it didn't.
Did it?
No, I sat down to watch it, and honestly, I couldn't even get through it. Yeah, it's definitely not one of my most proudest purchases. So I'm with you on this one, Jared. Yeah. But moving on to something that I do think you will appreciate, and this is something that is
Tarzan 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
In 4D. No. No, this is something that they just released on Blu-ray last year over here. Anyway, I don't know if it's been out overseas. And it is something I could not resist, and that is Police Squad, the complete series. Jared.
Is that...
Police Squad.
I'm looking at the cover. Is that Leslie Neal?
Well, yeah, this is the show that Naked Gun came from.
Oh! That's the show that
yes!
it's based... Okay. I think either you've sent me clips or I've looked up clips. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Because that, I think, would be hard to find. Mm-hmm. And if it's any ounce of the Naked Gun movies,
dude,
goodbye.
It is the Naked Gun movies. Like, everything from Naked Gun came from this show. I believe it was only 6 episodes. It was, cancelled after 1 season or whatever. But, yeah, man... It is... I was howling with laughter in some parts of this thing. It is amazingly funny. So I'm sort of thinking you're on board with this purchase.
I am a little bit on board for this one. Again, when you're saying it's only 6 episodes, I was like, ooh, I don't know about that. You could probably find it online somewhere. But again, it's high quality. Mm-hmm. It's something that is, you're saying it's funny. Mm-hmm. So... If it's any bit of the humor that you like, that means I like it. So I'll go for it.
This is why I was like, oh man, you are going to like this one. So yeah, all right, good stuff. Okay.
I'm curious though, yeah. Dan, right now, do you watch all of these? It sounds like you actually watch these movies.
I do.
So therefore, I'm being a little bit more lenient because I know people that buy it and it still is in the plastic on the shelf.
Look, admittedly, I do have some of those. I'm sure I could turn around right now and find something that is in it. Okay, Unfriended, for instance, which I initially got from a store called Pirate Bay or something like that. I can't remember. But
yeah.
I liked it so goddamn much that I was like, you know what? I would add that to my collection. And it was part of a buy 2 movies, get 1 free thing. And there will come a day where I will watch it again. There are so many movies that I might have owned for 5 years. And then, actually, you want to hear a funny story? There was one time, there was a Blu-ray that I bought. And I think it was about 3 years later, I finally went to watch it. And, sometimes they have the security thing, the tag on the side, like the little blue, the green and red lock symbol. It was locked. It was locked, and I couldn't remember where I'd bought it from. I didn't have a receipt or anything. I had to take it to a random shop, like that sold Blu-rays and everything. I was like, "Excuse me, do you reckon you could like open this for me?" And they did. They were cool with it, but yeah.
They were like, "Sir, did you steal this movie?"
I said to the security guy at the door, I was like, "I did not steal this, just so you know." So yeah, I do have some things that are still shrink wrap, but they will be watched. Like I definitely do watch everything. And the same can be said for Schindler's List, which I recently got, which is like such a classic movie. And I did watch it like as soon as I got it and stuff. But I also think this was because quite often over here we have at our major DVD retailer, they'll have these things where it's like buy two get one free, and quite often I'll buy a couple of movies and then I've got to pick a third one. And you sort of go through and you're like, oh, well, I've got to pick something. And I think this was one of those ones where I was like, all right, I'll add that to the list. I mean, Schindler's List, come on. I tell you what, if you tell me this was a bad purchase, you're a Hitler supporter. What do you got to say?
I know, and that's why I'm backed into a corner right now. There's nothing I can say. I'm going to be honest. I've never seen Schindler's List. Oh! I know that it's supposed to be good. I think it's a good movie. But also, one thing that... What? Go ahead.
You just lost all credibility for your channel. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen any movie. Yeah. It's all fake.
Except
I just read the synopsis. Yeah, exactly. I watch that on repeat all the time. So Schindler's List, apparently I need to watch it. But the one thing, you have me figured out here, because every time you mention a movie, you mention the deal that is associated with the movie. I'm a man of deals. And you're like, oh, this one was a buy two, get one free. And I'm like, fuck, the one was free. I can't say anything about it.
In my defense, I do that with every Blu-ray update video anyway. So, okay. I usually mention those things. So this isn't JB specific, but no, I definitely thought this was something that I needed to add to my collection if I wanted to call myself a true movie fan. I don't even know what I'm about to pick up. I can't tell what it is from the back of the cover. So, The Martian in 3D with Matt Damon. What do you got to say about that?
How's the 3D?
Amazing. This is definitely a movie I would highly recommend in 3D. It looked absolutely stunning. This was actually an upgrade. I actually had The Martian, like the normal one, and because 3D movies, like, they're trying to get rid of them now, so they're pretty cheap, and so I was kind of buying some up, and I saw this one, I was like, ooh, that would look pretty good. I think that's worth an upgrade, because I think it was like, I don't know, maybe about $12 or something. And yeah, I don't regret upgrading that one. Yeah. Have you seen The Martian?
I'm assuming... Yeah, I have. Not in 3D, though, so right. I would love to see what those space potatoes look like coming at me. But did you already have this on Blu-ray? You just decided to get the Blu-ray 3D version?
Yeah.
I know you really love 3D. You're a 3D purist. You love those 3D movies.
I do. A lot.
$12 for it. I mean, you're paying $12 to see it in a movie theater for 3D.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, man.
Really?
Just 3D?
Mm-hmm.
You already have the Blu-ray.
I know, but there are so many times that, like, recently my list of 3D movies, I have, I think, 105 3D movies now or something, because everyone's banging on about 4K. Like, everyone's going on about 4K, and when's 8K going to be a thing and everything. I don't give a shit about 4K. Like, seriously, I am perfectly happy with 1080p. Like, you know, having grown up on VHS to DVD, then to Blu-ray, as far as I'm concerned, Blu-ray is as good as I want it to be, you know, so 3D is my thing, and I like to, especially now that it's a dying format, I kind of like to hoard movies, so when it is obsolete...
Kind of like collecting those ones,
yeah, when it is obsolete, I'll still have a whole bunch of movies that I can choose from, and as far as I'm concerned, this was definitely one of the better ones. Like, it looked really good, and it's a great movie, so... So all right, you say no, I'm saying yeah.
Again, you love 3D. Personally, for myself, bad buy. You already own the Blu-ray, man.
Fair enough.
If anything, I can come over. I can give you some paper cutouts, and during those scenes, I can make it like come out of the screen like that.
Dude, for $12, fuck that. I would have paid $100 to see that. That would have been amazing.
Here's a space potato.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. This will be an interesting one. This is a movie that I had never seen up until last year, and it was one of those movies that every time I said to people, no, I haven't seen it, I get frowned upon, and it's something that is referenced in so much of pop culture that there were so many lines in the movie. I was like, hey, that was like sampled in a certain song, or, etc. And that was The Warriors. Have you seen The Warriors?
Oh, I have.
Right.
Warriors,
come out and play. Yeah.
That, what'd you think of it?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And yeah, like I couldn't believe I just hadn't. I mean, we've all got those movies that we just haven't gotten around to seeing, and this was one of them for me. And I was just like, look, I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it. So I took a gamble, bought it, and yeah, really enjoyed it. And yeah, I as far as I'm concerned, this was definitely one of the better purchases.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like I wouldn't say necessarily that's like a classic, but that's one that for years and years and years and years, I'd always hear people talking about.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think this was before I was doing movie stuff here. I went back and was like, I need to rewatch all of these movies that I missed. Right. And that was one of them. And I was like, this was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's really damn good. And there's a relatively obscure UK band called Pop Will Eat Itself. They had a song called Can You Dig It, which had so many lines taken from the movie. And and there were even moments where I was like, hang on, I think that character is about to say, oh, he said the line, and stuff like that. So
that's an interesting experience to watch that movie too, because you're like, I know where this is, or I know where this goes. Essentially.
Yeah. Exactly. Like even there's a line where the guy was like, "Can you dig it?" Which I knew so well from hearing this song a million times, and when the guy's delivering his speech, and I was like, hang on, his vocal intonation and everything, it sounds like he's about to say that line. There it is. Woohoo! So yeah, no, it was a good watch. No, I'm definitely glad that I got that one. Moving on to another one that so when I was going through and stocking up on Margot Robbie movie.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah. I was going through.
Is it Focus?
No. I already have that one.
You already own that one, probably.
Yeah, I do own that one. No, I actually don't mind that movie. No, this was a really weird movie that she was in it for all of about 3 minutes, and it's a British film called Slaughterhouse Rules. And Slaughterhouse Rules has Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in it. It's got there's a whole bunch of great actors in it and stuff, but yeah, Margot was in this thing like just over a Zoom call to somebody like for a couple of minutes here and there. It is a movie that I probably didn't need to buy. But, one day that Margot collection, when I've got it on its own, like, it's going to look pretty good, right?
Oh,
right?
It's going to have so much value to it, Dan. It's going to have so much. They're going to be like, you even have Slaughterhouse Rules here. No one even bought that movie. We sold 2 copies. You are one of them.
I am one of them. And guess what? You can even buy the costume that Margot wore in this film on a website called... I can't remember what it's called now, but there is a website that sells movie memorabilia and like props from movies and stuff, and you can buy her costume for like a couple of grand or something. So
okay, she's in it for 3 minutes. How iconic is the costume?
It's not. It's really not. And I just know that if I were to buy it, a lot of people would find that quite creepy. So I'm just not gonna, like...
So it's on back order right now.
Oh, yeah, I'm paying it off bit by bit. No. Look, seriously, if this was a bad purchase, buying the medical scrubs that she wore in the film would be... That'd make this look good. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Dan, the only reason I know that movie is because I think that I did a trailer reaction for it. I was like, oh, that movie looks good. Of this. And it... Yes. I'm pretty sure I've seen the trailer, and I was like, Simon Pegg, this looks weird, because isn't it like there's it's like a monster, it's like a school, and there's like monsters
Yes,
right?
It's like a monster invasion movie.
The only reason I've ever heard of it.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It was really weird. It wasn't great. I do actually remember quite a few scenes from it, if I'm being honest. Like... Yeah, it was slightly above average, so I probably would watch it again at some point, to be honest. So, yeah, I don't deeply regret. Like, if one had to go between Tarzan and Slaughterhouse Rules, Tarzan would be off with the monkeys. I'm telling you now.
Give that one to Bongo.
Yes. Actually, he would love that movie. All right. Now I'm coming up to one that was a movie that somebody recommended or requested that I review when it came out in theaters. And it is up there with the most disturbingly traumatic movies I've ever seen. You know when you see these lists of movies that like are really hard to watch? This movie... oh, man. And that movie is Hotel Mumbai. Have you seen this one or heard of it?
I have not.
Okay, it tells the true story of a terrorist attack.
Is it the prequel to Hotel Transylvania?
No, not quite. What was it, 2008? It tells the true story of a terrorist attack that happened in Mumbai where a terrorist cell split up and one... And the thing is... I didn't even really remember hearing about this in the news and stuff, even though it would have been massive. There was one group that went to a train station and like blew it up with grenades and killed everyone with machine guns. There was another group that did the same,
Jesus.
But then there was this group that invaded this hotel and locked it down. And the scenes in this film of people getting killed and stuff are so brutally realistic that I was gasping in shock. Now, I'm one of these people that is really desensitized. I watched a Serbian film and at the end thought, oh yeah, like, you know, that was pretty controversial.
I've only heard about that film.
Yeah, you know, I was like, okay, the guy ended up fucking his infant son in the ass, but yeah, you know, yeah, that's in poor taste, but whatever. This movie rattled me. It rattled me to the fucking core. It is brilliant. It is essential viewing. I don't know if I would watch it again, though, because the one thing I remember taking away from this was the feeling I had watching it, and it wasn't pleasant, and knowing it was a true story. That being said, I mean, I remember every scene in this film. I've seen it once. I remember the whole thing vividly. It is a brilliant film. And I don't regret owning it. Like, I may, under the right circumstances, I might watch it again down the track or whatever. But, yeah, it's a hard movie to watch if you're interested.
Just from the way you're saying, obviously, like, very graphic, very raw and whatnot, but it almost sounds like it's very, like, hey, this is it coming from almost an educational point of view of, like, we're going to inform people of how this actually went down?
There is that, yeah, definitely. And, you know, there are themes of triumph and themes of love, and, you know, there are positive themes to it. There definitely are. You know, it's not just blood and guts for the sake of violence. There are a lot of uplifting messages in the film. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't know about this incident, you know, and I feel bad that I didn't. When you watch the scale of this thing and how many people got killed and everything, like I went straight onto Wikipedia to learn as much as I could about it, you know. So yeah, no, it was and yeah, it had a really good cast as well. Dev Patel, Armie Hammer, who is now cancelled, Jason Isaacs. You know, there's a whole bunch of like really big actors in it and stuff. But yeah, no, I definitely recommend it. But just brace yourself if you're going to watch this film because
yikes.
Yeah, it's hard. All right, so we've gone from sort of relevant movies that are important to watch and everything to Man Up. I got Man Up. Jared, Man Up.
What the hell is Man Up?
Exactly. Okay. When I got right into the recent Harley Quinn animated series, which is my number 2 most favorite show of all time, I'm standing by that. The woman who plays Poison Ivy in the show, Lake Bell, to be honest, I hadn't heard of her up until that show. It turns out she's done a ton of stuff. But I was watching these interviews with her, and she seemed like a really cool person. And so I was looking at movies she'd been in, and I saw this one with her and Simon Pegg. And I sort of read about it and stuff. And yeah, look, it's a romantic comedy. He turns up to this blind date, which sort of, through a mistaken thing, he ends up with her. And, it's sort of... it's trashy rom-com stuff, but it was actually kind of enjoyable. I didn't mind it. So, I bought it. Jared, please talk. Say something.
So your run-of-the-mill rom-com, essentially mix up, become lover by the end of it?
Look, they might have if I could remember the end of it.
Oh, yeah. No, this was a bad buy. Why'd you buy it? I'm confused now.
I do remember...
Oh, okay, go back. It was because of Lake Bell, that's why, right?
Yeah, I wanted to see something that she was in. And I like Simon Pegg.
I think... Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she's also in... Have you ever seen A Good Old-Fashioned Orgy?
No, but I've had a couple. That's why I'm not getting off this seat. It's damn well sticky.
Oh no!
Anyway.
No! Oh no! The snacks are still out. The flies are accumulating.
The bowl full of keys is still there. No.
Oh no!
Yeah, no. I did remember seeing that title in her filmography.
Yep.
But yeah, but no, look, it was all right. I do remember sitting there and having a good time with it. I will watch it again, mainly because I don't really remember what happened in the end and stuff. Like I would watch it again. So yeah, to me this was one of those ones. It's not a bad decision, but it wasn't essential. Whereas you're just like, dude, seriously, how do I cancel this phone call?
I like how you even know. You like deep down know like. Yeah,
oh god, what else?
It's like going home with someone at 2 a.m. and
yes.
Like, yeah, probably shouldn't have.
Exactly.
I mean, did it, but
yeah. You're like my roommate, and the next morning this comes down. This comes down to make breakfast, and you're just like, oh wow, yeah, he must have been drunk last night.
Hope it was fun.
Yeah, well, it was. I just don't remember how it ended, but.
Well, hey, just like the 2 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, you're asking me if it was a happy ending, and I don't know.
Someone finished, either me or the movie. I don't know which one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so moving on to another film that I had been wanting to see for a very long time. I was very curious about this film, and if I remember correctly, I think this was one of those like buy two get one free things, and I picked it as a free one or something. But that was Chef, the Jon Favreau movie. Have you seen that one?
Love it. I don't care anything you're gonna say. That's the best buy right now.
Awesome, dude. I had not seen this movie until last year, but. Yeah, that's the kind of, excitement that people have when they talk about this movie. And so I was like, damn, I really need to see this film. And so, yeah, I was like hunting around and I had to fill a third spot. And I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I'll take a gamble on this one, but oh man, such a great film. Like, yeah.
Dude, Yes, I'm so glad that you've seen it. I mean, it took you a while. But I love. It's the food. I watch it and I'm instantly like, I want to go I want to get a food truck. I'm quitting my life. I'm making a food truck. I'm going off on the road.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Like, I love that movie.
But the relationships between the characters, I love, the relationship between father and son and everything. Like, yeah, man, this movie was amazing. And I will definitely be watching that many, many times because, yeah.
Out of the ones you've shown, that is the best one, I will admit right now.
Awesome. All right, now, this was one that I reviewed recently. Like, was it last year? Sometime last year. Actually, this was my going back to the movies movie back in August of last year. That I reviewed, and I really dug this movie, and I actually bought it the day it came out, and that was Unhinged with Russell Crowe. Did you? I can't remember what you thought of it.
Dude, this movie
You liked it, didn't you?
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
I remember your review.
It was... I loved how Russell Crowe just gets crazy. Like, when he ran that dude over, spoiler, I was like, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm on board for this
His
movie.
character was just pure insane rage. I love how massive he was and intimidating.
Yep.
Look, yeah, it was far-fetched in spots. There were moments that were, to quote you, were absolutely bonkers. But it's a movie, it makes for an entertaining movie. I mean, I've had arguments with people who just, that movie wasn't believable and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, but, it's because it's a movie, like you don't want it to be completely believable. You want a cinematic experience. And yeah, I even, that's right. This one was the one that, when I first got it home, like I went to watch it that night. I mean, that's how excited I was. And the sound to picture was slightly out. And I noticed it. You remember that? Yeah. I noticed it.
Yeah, I remember you tweeting about that.
Yeah, I posted a video of it because when a couple of people got in a car, you could notice it when the car door slammed and then the sound happened. I was like, holy shit. So, yeah, I took it back and got another one and everything. And, yeah, it was fine. So, it was like that one random Blu-ray had its sound out. And I tried it on 3 different players, and every time it was out.
Weird.
And I was just like... Yeah, and I sort of thought, surely they're all like that, but nope, it was just that one random Blu-ray. So, yeah, that was kind of interesting. Okay, now we are coming up to one of my personal most favorite movies of all time. This is something that I did have on DVD, but I have so much love for this movie that I had to upgrade it. And that is Sid and Nancy with Gary Oldman, Chloe Webb. Not many people have seen this movie. I'm guessing you're probably one of them.
I have not seen that movie.
Okay.
Sell me on it.
Sid Vicious, who was sort of the bass player for the Sex Pistols back in the 70s, is a personal hero of mine. I am deeply fascinated by that man and the life he lived and everything to do with him. When I first saw this movie a long time ago, I just fell in love. Like, Gary Oldman in this movie as Sid Vicious is out of this world. This was the movie that made me fall in love with Gary Oldman, and I was like, holy shit, this guy can play anything. So, yeah, there is nothing you can say as my personal financial advisor that is going to change my mind about how great a purchase this was, because, yeah, the Blu-ray transfer looked cracking as well, so there you go.
Huh. Is it like does it follow his life? Is it a rom-com? What is it?
No, oh god, no. No, it's a biopic of Sid Vicious, who wound up dying from a heroin overdose that his mother gave him. He lived... He was one of these people that lived this tragic, violent life, but he you could tell he was the sort of person who didn't want to be like, he seemed like a really nice person. And people can argue with me over that. I don't care. But from all the interviews I've seen, he would just look like a big kid who, didn't know. I mean, he died when he was 21, so he wasn't that old.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. But Nancy got him hooked on heroin and everything. Like, it was oh man, they just spiraled downhill. It's a bleak movie. It is a really, really bleak movie. It doesn't leave you feeling particularly happy at the end. But as in terms of filmmaking, in terms of performances and stuff, oh man, this movie, yeah, love it. So
well, I will just say, if you're looking up Gary Oldman's filmography, don't forget the R.
Okay. Oh man, that took me a second there, but yeah, look, I don't even want to know what you may or may not have accidentally come across in your travels on the dark web.
Dan, we can continue now.
Yeah.
We can continue.
So, moving on to something a little bit more fun from all the bleak, depressing, late 70s punk rock era stuff. I got Bill and Ted Face the Music because I goddamn love every Bill and Ted movie, and this movie was one of my most favorite movies of last year. I know I didn't do a top 10 of the year, but this would have been probably in the top 5 because the sense of joy that this movie gave me, the fact that it was a love letter to music. I get teary-eyed at the end of this film. It is so triumphant at the end. So, yeah, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I know how big a fan you are.
Actually, I don't know if you do.
So this makes sense. Oh, okay. Maybe I don't. Take
I
know
what you
that
think
you
and
enjoy them.
Times that by 10. That's how big a fan I am.
There we go. Okay, let me carry the 2 and then round up. Okay, yeah. It makes sense to me. I personally, again, I didn't grow up loving those movies, or I wasn't exposed as much as other people, or they didn't hit the right time. So for me, not a good buy. For you, why wouldn't you buy it then?
Exactly. Well, the reason why I wouldn't buy it is because after this version came out over here that has 0 special features, 0, nothing, not a single thing. And then I find out that the European release, which we are the same region Blu-ray as us over here, does have a whole bunch of special features. And so now...
Okay, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Follow me here.
Okay.
You order that one.
Right.
You take the disc and switch them and then return it.
Ooh. Ooh. Man, that is, you know what? I expected wisdom from you. I didn't expect craftiness and subterfuge and that's
stick it to the man.
You're crazy. Yeah, look, I've got to do some more research onto what the special features are because I am a special features fan. Like, in the lead up to making my own movie soon, I've actually recently been plowing through director's commentaries and stuff. Tonight, I sat down and I watched 2 hours of behind the scenes stuff on Event Horizon on how it was made and everything. I mean, that disc has an hour and 43 just on the making of it. That is just one featurette. Then there's like everything else. Like, you know, that's the kind of stuff I love, you know, and so when you just get this vanilla version that's got absolutely nothing, it's like...
See, and right there, what you brought up, I think that that is why you are buying the Blu-ray. You're not getting the movie. The movie's one thing, but you're getting all of those special things. I think that is what you should be getting on these.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're just getting the movie, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of people who don't get into special features. That is totally understandable. Not everyone cares about how a movie was made, and that's why streaming services are so popular, because you get the movie, and that's all you're paying to see, you know, whereas, yeah, for me, I want 2 hours of, you know, of special features on how the movie was made and, you know, getting into the nitty gritty of everything. And, yeah, so when I popped this disc in and saw there was absolutely nothing, it was like, whoa, that's where the world is going now. So, yeah, that was, not only did I get a great movie, I got disappointment. Yeah. All right.
I'm
moving
sorry
on.
for your loss.
Oh, thank you. Moving on to something else that I have added to the 3D collection was Terminator 2 3D. Straight away, just on a surface level, what would you say to that purchase?
Duh.
Well,
Terminator 2 is amazing, right?
It is amazing. And I mean, like, yeah. Sure, I probably already own it. I'm sure I do. But a friend of mine and I, we went to see this in a theater. They did have a limited release run of it. And we weren't hugely impressed by the 3D in the theater. There was 2 shots only that really stood out to us. And we were like, yeah, okay. But then I was sort of keeping in mind that a lot of times, for some reason, 3D can sometimes look better on a smaller screen, like on your TV and everything. So it's Terminator 2, it's 3D. I was like, all right, I'm going to give it a shot. And yeah, it actually did look marginally better on the TV. So yeah, look, I definitely don't regret it. Like, I mean, if ever I want to watch Terminator 2, which, let's face it, that happens a lot. This is definitely the one I'll be picking up because, I've got extra dimension.
Man,
so
for some odd reason, this memory just came back, but I feel like I had a VHS of recorded like cartoons back in the 90s, and Terminator 2 was advertised as them releasing it as a 3D version.
Right.
Because that movie came out in what, 1990?
91, I believe it was.
Okay, so 91. That makes sense.
2.
I'm wondering. I mean, obviously 3D has progressed so much, but I'm like, why is that memory coming back to me?
Right. Well, yeah, I sort of thought, because when James Cameron did his 3D restoration of Titanic, they spent, I think it was $18 million on the restoration of that. And that movie looks like it was filmed in 3D, like with 3D cameras. It is that good.
Does the boat come out at you?
Dude, yeah, it does. There are scenes where the boat actually, like, pretty much does, like, come in your face. But yeah, so I
You usually got to pay double for that kind of action.
I probably would have liked them to have maybe given that level of attention to Terminator 2, like for a movie like that. But yeah, it's definitely it's not bad. Like there are some movies like Top Gun where the 3D transfer just looks extremely average.
Garbage.
Yeah, it's not worth it at all. So that one, yeah, no, I don't regret that one. What do we got? Oh. Anyway, moving on to the next one.
Yep, throw that in the trash right now.
Oh, dude. All right. Just flame me here. Just do it, okay? Don't hold back. This was purely because I am a completist, okay? And I had been watching Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles for the first time late last year. That was actually when I got Terminator 2 3D. I was like, oh, I'm in a Terminator mood, Like, I want to, like, yeah. Oh, fuck it. I got Dark Fate, okay?
Again, okay, I understand your rationale, where you're coming from a completionist, you were in the mindset of Terminator, but dear Lord, that movie is poopy doops.
Bring it.
It's bad.
Bring it. Come on.
Dan.
I've earned this.
It's not good. That movie is not good.
I know.
Put it in the... Actually, no. The bad thing is, okay, now I'm thinking, if you do anything bad to that movie, Cybernet or Skynet or whatever the fuck we're calling it now is coming back and gonna get you and be like, you threw us in the trash. So maybe it's a good thing you bought it.
Look, in one respect, like in my Terminator section, it's complete. I've got them all. But yeah, I went to rewatch it because I'd only seen it once at the movies, and I mean Bongo reviewed it because I just couldn't bring myself to talk about it, and I sat down and I thought, maybe it's not as bad as I remembered it. Look, by the end of the second act, I was sitting there on my phone, like oh my god, this movie is so boring. I mean, it was really cheap. There is that, but dude. That to me, actually, I would rather watch Tarzan in 3D than that. That's
Whoa. So, okay, if we're throwing Tarzan, you're definitely throwing that thing.
This here is my lowest point in this video, okay?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You're like sitting there, like, having withdrawals, and you're like, I need to buy a movie. And then you bought Dark Fate, and you're like, oh, I got my fix.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to a good movie, shall we? So, yeah, this is one that when I saw it at the movies, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I didn't like it as much as the first one, but then I'm pretty sure it got like an astronomical Rotten Tomato score, and all the critics absolutely went berserk over it. And it was in 3D, and it's Incredibles 2. What are your thoughts? Like Incredibles 2. Like, which was your personal favorite?
I still like the first one more, but the second one is pretty darn good. I mean, obviously, better late than never. Yeah, it's Pixar. It
is good, and being a computer animated movie, the 3D was fucking jaw dropping. But it's another one of those movies that while I'm watching it, yeah, I enjoy it. But like right now, I'm struggling to remember a lot of scenes from it. Yeah, it's just one of those movies that
Mom has a motorcycle. There's a girl with teal hair.
Well, this is the thing.
There's an old dude that throws up magma. I remember that.
Oh, the boat, the big boat, and it's heading towards the dock at the end and everything. Yeah, okay. This is what I mean. I needed memory jogging
that's
here.
Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Oh, yeah,
dude,
that's right.
Do you have a copy of that?
No, I do not. I do not.
You know what's funny? I grew up watching that and thought that was the better of the two.
Oh God, no! I do have the first one.
There we go.
But right next to that is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So ain't no Speed 2 in this collection, sir.
Okay, I'll send one over to you.
Oh God,
send one your way.
Yeah, thanks. So Incredibles 2. Yep. Okay, not bad. And then while I was there, though, I also actually hang on a second. No. All right.
Uh-oh.
No. Okay.
Rewind.
Starting with this one, we're now into for Christmas. I got a gift voucher for that shopper, the DVD shop I was telling you about before, which is actually called JB Hi-Fi. Which is
I always hear you talking about it.
Yeah, it's Australia's biggest electronics chain. I got a gift voucher, and I had what was it, like $50-$60 or something left over on this thing. And I went into their 3D Blu-ray catalog, and I was going through and like clicking off a few that I thought I could add to the collection. That's right. That's why I'm in this slot now. So I didn't technically pay for any of these. So just so you know.
Gift card wise, these were gifted to you.
Exactly. And one of the other ones I got was Finding Dory, which I really enjoyed it. Probably on par with the first one, I think. I thought this was a really good film. What did you think?
There's a handful of Pixar movies I've never seen, and I've never watched a second of Finding Dory.
Wow, okay.
I just know that there's a squid in it. That's about it.
Well, it's an octopus, but that's racist.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. No, it's actually, it's if you like the first one, I definitely recommend checking that one out. And again, Pixar 3D. Woo!
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, I was going to say Pixar. Well, see, that's the thing. When you're listing off all these 3D ones, the ones that the computer or animated ones, I feel like pop probably the most.
Yeah, because they're the ones that they can really sort of go into the programming and, like really work with it. Whereas if something's filmed with a 2D camera, obviously it's not as good. But speaking of, look, let's just rip this Band-Aid off. I got The Amazing Spider-Man in 3D. I did.
You know what?
Oh.
With it being 3D, I feel like that might look better. Because the swinging? Does the swinging look good? Yeah,
look, I've only just suddenly remembered that I did actually watch this. Because, the 3D effects, especially the swinging and stuff, looked amazing. It didn't change the quality of the film, which isn't, look, it's not a bad. Although I think it's the second one that people tend to criticize more than this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of like the first one. The second one's very bloated, but like I feel like the second one in 3D would be ridiculous.
Well, I have the second one in 3D. I actually got it when it first came out, but I only had the first one in 2D, which is why I kind of thought this one can go up there and the old one can. And gift card, so it's not all bad. But
yeah.
Look, let's just move on.
I mean, if anything, the scene where they're like, "Hey, Spider-Man, I'll swing the queens over for you" in 3D probably looks pretty good.
It did. Yes, that I cannot deny that did look good. And another movie that I got to replace my 2D Blu-ray. I didn't even know they'd released this one in 3D, but that was X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Oh, dude, that's good.
And this really comes up well in 3D. Trust me, this one looked amazing.
Oh my God. How does the Quicksilver kitchen scene look in 3D?
Oh,
dude, I feel like right there, that scene alone is worth the purchase price.
It was. I mean, the opening of the film with the Sentinel attack and everything, I was sitting there like, wow. I even had to Google if this movie was filmed with 3D cameras, which I now can't remember if it was or not, but it looked amazing. But then I'm sitting there the whole time and I was like, oh my God, come on, the Quicksilver scene. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. In 3D, that scene looks utterly incredible. And, yeah, it is worth the price of this thing just for that scene alone. But that being said, the whole movie is just extraordinary. So.
Oh, yeah. I like that one, yeah.
Yeah. And then another one I got with, is this the end of my gift? Yeah, this is the last one for my gift card for Christmas. Yeah, it's a movie that I did like. Did I love it? Probably not. But I thought, 3D could look good. And that was Irobot with Will Smith. Yeah? What?
I love that movie.
Yeah!
I love it.
Cool.
I think that's worth it.
Yeah, and again, it looked great in 3D, being like this whole sort of, sci-fi thing and everything. And yeah, particularly, see, like, when he's in that room full of the robots, like they're all standing in rows and everything, like, oh man, that went so far back into the TV screen.
Are they just popping you?
Yeah. There were a lot of standout moments in that, but like I think it's a really good flick. Like, from the director of The Crow, which is my third favorite movie of all time. So, did you know that?
There we go.
Did you know that?
I did not. I knew you liked The Crow. Oh. I did not know it was your top 3 though.
Yeah. Star Wars 7, The Crow. That's my triumvirate right there.
And then number 4 is Banana Splits.
Wow. God damn it. All right, so we're coming down to the last 5 now. This is a movie that I just felt I needed to own because I've got the first one on Blu-ray. No. I got the first one on Blu-ray. I did have this on DVD, but I was kind of like, it is a really good-looking movie, and I think it needs the Blu-ray treatment. And that's Batman Returns. Come on, you can't tell me what Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman, Danny DeVito.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to in my brain because those 4 first Batman movies I can't ever figure out the titles.
Right.
So yes, that one scared the bejesus out of me as a child.
Right, I can understand why, especially the Penguin. Yeah. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, I will not own on Blu-ray. I don't.
Oh, dude, you got it. Those ones are top notch. Those are cinema, Dan.
I love how I come here for your wisdom on my bad choices, and you're like, buy Batman and Robin instead. Jesus, Jared. No, this is one that I know there's a lot of people out there who claim that they prefer this movie to the first one, which I would never agree with personally. I thought this was a really good movie. I I didn't completely love it, but I do think it would look really good on Blu-ray, so I'm very keen to see it. And from memory, I think it was like...
Okay, so you have not watched that
I have not watched that one yet, but this is a reasonably recent purchase, I think, so...
Okay.
Oh, okay. Here's one that I got because I took my 2 movies to the counter and they're like, hey, do you know if you buy 2, you can get a free one? I was like, oh, shit. Dude, it takes me the longest time to try and find a 3rd movie. Like, I'm not kidding.
Oh, I guarantee, yeah.
I go in with a specific movie or 2 to buy, but if you leave me with, like, open rein, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, seriously. So, I ended up picking Jumper in 3D with Hayden Christensen. Have you seen this one?
I was talking to some random person the other day, and I'm like, do you guys remember that Jumper or Push or whatever movie it was? And I have no idea what the fuck that movie's about. I just know that he can teleport places, right?
Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman is in it?
Probably. I don't. Yes.
Is it Morgan Freeman?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, look... I saw this at the movies when it came out, because around that time I was going and seeing absolutely everything. I honestly do not remember a single frame of this film. Then I went online and looked it up and like, oh man, it got a bashing. I think it's somewhere around 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it got ass raped by critics and everything. And so
yowzers.
I'm like, well, at least it was free, you know? But it's another one.
Well, and also, I'm curious. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, when you get that 3rd one, are you in a mad panic to pick? Or are you like, I'm going to spend another 20 minutes finding the right movie?
Oh, dude, no, it's both. I'm kind of in a mad panic to try and find one, but then it takes me 20 minutes to finally... Like, it probably was about 20 minutes that it took me to find this. And even then, I was just like, it's got 3D on the cover, so... I'll take it. I don't know. It might look alright. Like maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you got to make an amendum once you watch it in 3D, whether or not it was worth it.
Yeah. Because
right now, I don't think it was. But again, it was free.
Yeah, I mean, there are some movies that are, you know, average movies or whatever, but they'll look so good in 3D. Like the 3D will be stunning. You know. So maybe it might be one of them. All right. Okay. So recently I was like, you know what? I've never seen any of the Hellraiser series past the first one. So I went online onto that shop I was mentioning before, that pirate shop. And I downloaded the entire 10 movie series. Anyway, so I've been watching them and oh fuck me. They are... I think I've watched 6 of them, and I've got to force myself to watch the next one. These movies are getting woeful. So I did have the first one on DVD, and now the first one is incredible. It is an absolute classic. It is a brilliant, brilliant film. So I was like, yeah, that'd probably be worth upgrading to Blu-ray. I actually stood there in the shop. I had a choice between the first movie on Blu-ray for $15.98 or the DVD box set of the entire first 5 for the exact same price for $15.98.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I picked this. And I am so glad I did, because...
quantity versus quality right
there. Exactly. I haven't watched the Blu-ray version yet, but I can only imagine that, you know, obviously the same movie, but better looking. Have you seen the Hellraiser flicks?
The thing is, like, how many are there? What, you said 10?
10.
Okay, there's 10. In college, my roommate would always just watch complete series of movies. So, like, every day I would come back for, like, a week. He was watching a different one. So in my brain, they all are just one movie.
Right.
But I've seen parts of them, I guess. I could remember.
Okay. Have you seen the first one in its entirety? Or?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So
right.
I'm judging off of your judgment that the first one is worth it here. I mean... From you saying quality-wise, not buying the box set and just getting the first one was probably the smart choice there.
Yeah, but it's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, especially for someone like me who's like, give me all the movies,
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, I just can't. Because by that point, I'd only seen the first three. And admittedly, 2 and 3 weren't too bad, So I was kind of like, But after having seen 4 and 5, I'm just like, oh my God, man. No, these movies are just getting absolutely woeful. So, all right. We are down to the last 2. Now, this next one was
the best movie ever.
Well, it was the best movie of last year as far as I'm concerned. This was my number 1 movie of last year, Promising Young Woman. And the day this hit the shelves, I was like, yes, please, I will have that. Watched it that night. I could watch it again tomorrow. This movie. You're a fan too?
I am. I think I either watched your review or saw you tweet about it, and I was like, okay, if Dan is saying this about this movie, I gotta go check it out. And
oh my God, so good.
I agree. I think that this was, I don't remember what my top 3 were, but it was definitely one of my, it's all-time favorite. I rewatched it about a week ago with my sister, and she was like, this movie's amazing.
Yeah, this is the sort of movie that I want to invite people over just to show them this movie, and yeah, and I think you might have seen my tweet about where I was sort of complaining because on the back it's listed all these featurettes of, for special features. They're like, oh, cool. It was 15 minutes worth. I was like, oh, man. For a movie like this, when Event Horizon gets, probably about 3 hours of extra features and this gets 15 minutes. It does have a commentary by Emerald Fennell that I'm really looking forward to listening to because this was her first film. She was a first-time director. Like, to come up with this. And so for me personally, I really, really, really want to hear this commentary. Like, I could probably learn so much from it. But this is a movie I will watch at least once a year, probably for the rest of my life. And it harks back to what I was saying about Unhinged. Unhinged had all this stuff that people complain about that was unrealistic and, that wouldn't happen or everything, but they did it to make a cinematic movie. This is the same. That end scene where everything was like planned meticulously, with the text message coming in right at 6 o'clock and all that sort of stuff. And as the movie Oracle pointed out, okay, spoilers for anyone who has not seen this, but that's on you. Okay, I won't spoil it. You know how something gets burned at the end? Movie Oracle was saying, there is no way that could happen because there is not enough temperature, heat to burn that thing. Yeah. And it's true, so obviously there are little things like that and everything, but overall, it's just, man, I freaking cry every time in that scene towards the end where something unexpected happens. Oh, fuck, it gets me so hard, right here.
I can't agree more, Dan. That's one of the best. I'm curious, though, you're saying that you're going to watch it with the commentary. How many of these films are you going back and watching with commentary and stuff? I'm curious.
Oh, a lot. Well, just the last few days, I have watched... I think 3. I've listened to 3 James Gunn commentaries. Tonight I watched 2 hours of behind the scenes for Event Horizon. I tend to, especially if I'm to sort of fuel my own creativity, I like to get inspired by directors I particularly like, which is why I've been doing the James Gunn thing. I'll probably check out some Kevin Smith stuff, some Robert Rodriguez stuff. I'll tap into a few of the. So this is my inspiration. This is what drives me. But all right, so we're down to the last one, and this is something that I was just hoping and wishing that it would one day appear, and it was announced that it was coming out on Blu-ray over in USA and Canada, and I was like, damn, that means I might not be able to play it over here, but I read somewhere that apparently we could. I thought, all right, look, I'm going to take a gamble. And that is seasons 1 and 2 of Harley Quinn. Now, Jared Buckendahl, have you watched a single episode? You're shaking your head right now.
From what you have said, from what social media has said, and from what reviews have said, it's one of the best animated shows out there. Can you confirm or deny this?
I know it sounds strange being that this show only debuted a couple of years ago, but it is my number 2 most favorite TV show. Now, I know it can be easily said, yes, that's because I'm biased because I'm obsessed with the character of Harley Quinn. That's fair. That is a fair call. But I've shown this show to so many people who are very casual Harley fans or whatever. Everyone has agreed that it is one of the funniest shows it made in many years. Like, the writing in this show, it is so silly. Like, Batman is kind of a comedic character. Commissioner Gordon is reduced to this drunk guy who just constantly complains about his marriage falling apart and, whines to Batman all the time about, not being good enough and all this sort of shit. Harley's got this running joke about how Batman fucks bats. It's, and I'm not paraphrasing. Like, the language and violence in this show is through the roof. It is the most obscene show you could imagine. All of those elements put together just make it... I've seen season 1 5 times now. Season 2, I think I've only seen 3 times. Yeah, dude, it is so rewatchable. It is the kind of show... I don't know, they have just tapped into the winning formula. They have made something that is infinitely rewatchable. I mean, like, over the space of the last, year and a half or whatever, I have seen season 1 5 times, and I could watch it again right now. It's just so goddamn enjoyable. Is
this the one where I think I've seen a clip where they finally take off Batman's cowl and he's like, Bruce Wayne, what the hell? Like, where's my electric car? Yeah, that's the clip.
Yeah, that's from this show. Yeah. Man, the voice cut, like, I've never been a fan of Kaylee Cuoco. I'm not a Big Bang Theory fan. She kind of bugs me from that show. But this show has given me a whole new level of respect for her because, I mean, aside from the fact that she is one of the best Harley voices of all time, like, she executive produced the show and everything. Like, this show is her baby. she... and oh man, I have so much respect for her. So, oh my god, when this arrived, I was just like, it was
we're
actually
watching it again.
Oh man, it was on my couch for so long. And look, it is one of those cases where, I had the episodes downloaded, but it's one of those things where, I just had to own it because I have so much love for the show that I needed to touch it and feel it and put it in my mouth and rub it on my crotch. I mean,
no. Blur that out, people. Blur it out.
Yeah. So, all right, now that we've been through this list of everything I've bought since July, pretty much, how'd I go, Mr. Financial Advisor? Did I do good? Did I do bad? Did I do somewhere in between?
So before you got me on this, I was like, oh man, he's gonna have some real bad buys, some real poor financial decisions here or there. I don't know how he's paying his rent. I don't know how he's taking care of that cute little kitten that he has. But what's that? Oh, I think you're...
What?
I don't know. I think the screen glitched a little bit. I don't know. I thought I saw something. But surprisingly, there was more good and middle ground than complete trash fire. So I would say, because
that's cool.
Again, you came in here and it was the 2 for $3. So I'm like, okay, well, that's a third of the price, or a third off, or it's free. You had some gift cards in there. You had a couple free ones because they sent you the wrong copy or whatever. I mean, Promising Young Woman, Chef, and there was one other one that was in the top 3 for myself.
Slaughterhouse Rules.
Yeah, no, that one's not. Absolutely not. If you have a paper shredder, somehow fit that one into that and just and start sparking and everything. But I mean, yeah, you had some good ones in there. I mean, obviously,
cool.
Harley Quinn completionist with Tarzan and Slaughterhouse. I don't know about those two.
Yeah, like, you know. Yeah, like, I mean, I admit, you know, like, Terminator Dark Fate was the lowest point for me. That is one I do kind of regret buying. Like, that movie to me is so bad, I'm like, was it worth just completing my Terminator collection on my shelf, like, to own it? And I really don't know if it was. I got to admit, but something like Slaughterhouse Rules, like, yeah, I probably would watch it again. There was another Margot Robbie movie that I got, and the name, Terminal, it's called.
Yeah.
And again, that also had Simon Pegg in it. I bought that one, and when I first watched it, like, I was like, man, this is a really bizarre movie. It's very slow-paced. It's very weird. Like, really weird. You know, just ultra bizarre. And by the time I finished watching, I was like, yeah, I don't know if it was worth buying. 6 months or so later, I was like, fuck, I want to watch that movie again. You know? I was like, I don't know, there was something about it. I was like, I want to revisit that world again. There was something about this noir neon setting and everything that I was sort of like drawn back to, you know. And I think Slaughterhouse Rules is another one of those. I probably would watch it again. Tarzan, not so much. Wow, there's just nothing in the world that could compel me to watch that again. That is simply there. Just,
I was gonna say, take that one and do a super cut where it's just Harley, or not Harley, Margot's scenes, and then just watch that.
Dude, that's not a bad idea, like, to be perfectly honest with you. Because that is solely just to beef out the Margot collection, that one. That is all that is there for. I got nothing on that one. But no, I gotta say, I'm actually very surprised by your overall reaction to this, being that you are someone who has one DVD. And what's the VHS then, if you've got Night at the Roxbury on DVD?
Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones.
Oh, fuck me. You had me at Star Wars. Why did you have to keep going with that?
Dude, I'm telling you, back in the day, we had this really old, outdated sound system. I would put that VHS in, go to the seismic charge scene, and just crank it up. My parents were so mad because I was this close to blowing the speakers every time.
Well, hey, look, it's better than blowing something else.
Exactly.
But now, tell me honestly, you know how there's that whole legend where, you know, various VHS famous movies, like, in certain parts of the movie, like in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, when Phoebe Cates gets out of the pool and takes the bikini top off, where the picture goes all fuzzy because that's where people have been pausing it a lot. The bit where Padme is up in the tiger fucking thing, like, rips the, you know, midriff off the thing. That wobbles on the tape, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
I will not confirm nor deny. But I was a preteen at that time, so
exactly. That's why I thought I had to ask.
Wow, man, you just brought back some perverted memories. That's for sure.
Oh, there was the black leather bondage gear as well. But anyway, that's beside the point. But no, look, seriously, dude, I hope you're going to be along for every time I do one of these up. Which, look, to be honest, at the rate that I've been buying stuff, it's probably not going to be for another 6 months or so. But this has made this so much more entertaining, rather than me going, I bought Harley Quinn, I bought Promising Young Woman, I bought fucking Banana Splits.
Banana Splits, baby!
Yeah. No, and again, I'm genuinely surprised and happy as well that you didn't absolutely hate my choices and are reaching for that unfriend button on Twitter now. So, yeah, that makes me feel good.
Click.
Jerk. Alrighty, well, Mr. Jared, tell people where they can find you because you are in so many places now on YouTube, TikTok, X videos, America's Most Wanted, like
Rotten.com,
tell
everything like that.
Exactly.
For all those Rotten.com fans out there. No, Dan, this was fun. Obviously a more conversation-based thing than a show and tell, so I like this. From my standpoint, I like this as well, so thank you for bringing this idea to me, inviting me over and everything. But people, you can find me on YouTube at JBuck Studios, on TikTok at JBuck Studios, and then, I don't know, if you just type my name in, you'll find a bunch of stuff, maybe my OnlyFans. Who really knows what you'll find?
All you need to do is head down to the description underneath this video. I will put every link of everything that Jared has ever been a part of.
My God.
You're gonna find like his year 2 bake sale, photos in there. You're gonna find things you probably don't want to see.
I was gonna say year 2's not the best, but year 4, that bake sale was a hit.
I don't even know what a bake sale is. It's something I've heard in movies. So, see, that's why I have these things. It's an education for me. Yep. So, yeah. No, Jared, thank you so much. You are now officially the 3rd YouTuber I've ever had on my channel. And it has been a blast. You have just made doing this show and tell thing so much more fun, and I cannot possibly thank you enough. I probably didn't get roasted as much as I was hoping I was going to be, but that's where you guys come in. So, yeah, look. Like I said, I do this not to be like, hey, look at me. It's more like, hey, look at you. So if you want to talk about any of the movies that we've just been through, let me know what you guys thought of them. If there's some movies that you want to know some more about, drop me some comments. I'm happy to tell you about it. Or if there are some that you are just like, oh boy, I am unsubscribing from this channel, at least have the decency to let me know before you go, all right? So I can give you a proper send-off. So yeah, thank you to everybody for sticking through this very long video, but I'm sure very entertaining video. Thank you so much once again to my good friend Jared Buckendahl for donating his time to come along and do this. And like I said, drop me some comments either here, Facebook, or Twitter. All the social media links are in the description below because I like to talk about movies and I would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.